everybody, it is the Midnight Goddess. Hope you're doing well. I'm alright. This is just a quick response to Gman's Atheist, This is How You Make Decisions. Now, he says in there, he uses the example of ice cream and saying that it's not going to be logic and reason that makes you choose the ice cream. It's going to be back thought and association that you have with that, and that's true probably for ice cream, but bigger decisions, I personally don't weigh my life by whether or not I'm gonna have ice cream. However, if that's your standard, good on you. I am sorry, however, to hear that your doc dropped. That's never okay. But the reason I actually wanted to reply to this is because science writer Christian Jarre explained how the brain comes to a decision in his book 30-Second Brain using a quick story. Now I'm going to be reading the quick story that he uses. From Plato's charioteers controlling the horses of passion, to Freud's intellectual id suppressed by the ego, there's a long tradition of seeing reason and emotion as being opposite to another. Translating this perspective to neuroscience, one might imagine that successful decision-making depends on the rational frontal lobes controlling the animalistic instincts arising from the emotional brain regions that evolved earlier. This is including the limbic system found deeper in the brain. But the truth is quite different. Effective decision-making is not possible without the motivation and meaning provided by emotional input. Consider Antonio Damasio's patient Elliot, previously successful businessman. Elliot underwent neurosurgery for a tumor and lost part of his brain, the orbital frontal cortex, that connects the frontal lobe with his emotions. He became a real-life Mr. Spock, devoid of emotion. But rather than this actually making him perfectly rational, he became paralyzed with every decision in life. Damasio later developed a somatic marker hypothesis to describe how visceral emotions support our decisions. For instance, he showed you a card in the game that a person's fingers sweat prior to picking up from a losing pile, even before they recognize that as a conscious level that they've made a bad choice. Now, basic feelings lay the groundwork for reason. We know this because brain damaged people who can't access their emotions can't make decisions effectively. However, our past and the logic and reason and skepticism from our past will play a part in this decision making, but it is an emotional thing, but not in the way that you're describing it. You're describing it as something that is very haphazard and doesn't really have any logic or take the neuroscience into account. So that's really all I wanted to mention, and this is Midnight Goddess saying, if you can't love yourselves, how in the hell are you supposed to love anybody else, darling?